Did you ever observe how the more you strive, the more things appear to resist? Like trying to catch water with your bare hands. The tighter you grip, the more it slips away. What if the secret to true fulfillment isn't forcing outcomes, but surrendering to a deeper flow? Today, we're diving into a paradox that has baffled thinkers, sages, and seekers for centuries. Flow, not force, the hidden law of fulfillment. We live in a culture obsessed with effort, hustle, and relentless striving. From a young age, we're taught that success comes from pushing harder, controlling every detail, and never letting go. But how often does this lead to burnout, frustration, or a nagging sense that despite all our effort, something vital is missing? What if this absent component is the very thing we're battling, the intrinsic nature of existence independently? The concept of flow isn't new. Ancient traditions like Taoism have long emphasized the power of Wu Wei, often translated as non-action or effortless action. It's not about laziness or passivity, but aligning with the natural rhythms around us. The Stoics, too, taught about accepting what we cannot control and working harmoniously within that sphere. These philosophies point to a truth modern science is just beginning to understand. That flow states, periods where our mind, body, and environment sync seamlessly, are when creativity, joy, and fulfillment peak. But why is flow so elusive in today's world? One reason is that our minds are wired to seek certainty and control, especially when faced with uncertainty or discomfort. We try to micromanage outcomes, fix problems aggressively, and force solutions to appear. This kind of tension creates resistance. Just as water flows effortlessly around rocks rather than smashing through them, life pushes back when we resist its current. Understanding flow means recognizing the difference between productive effort and futile force. Effort is necessary. It's the disciplined, focused work toward goals. Consistent habits build skill and character. Might, on the other hand, is impatience, anxiety, and desperation trying to make things happen on our timeline and terms. When force enters the equation, energy drains, stress mounts, and progress stalls. Think about moments when you've experienced flow, an era when you were completely absorbed, time disappeared, and action felt almost automatic. Maybe it was during a creative project, a sport, or a deep conversation. In those moments, there's no forcing. You are simply in harmony with the moment. This is the secret gateway to fulfillment. But how do we cultivate flow consistently? It begins with mindset and presence. The first step is to surrender control over outcomes. This doesn't mean giving up on goals or responsibility, but fairly trusting the process. When you obsess over how and when things will happen, it causes conflict. When you allow space for life to unfold naturally, energy flows freely. Next, cultivating mindfulness helps. By tuning into your body, breath, and surroundings, you anchor yourself in the present. Flow cannot emerge from a scattered or anxious mind. Practices like meditation, breathwork, or even mindful walking can train you to be more present, lowering resistance and inviting flow. Another key is embracing impermanence and uncertainty. Much of our forcing behavior stems from fear of failure, loss, or the unknown. But the universe is fundamentally uncertain. By accepting this, we stop fighting reality and start moving with it. This shift transforms challenges from obstacles into opportunities for growth. There's also the role of rest and rejuvenation. In our achievement-driven culture, rest is often undervalued or seen as laziness. Yet, rest replenishes the mind and body, allowing flow states to emerge more easily. Without rest, forcing becomes the default mode, a frantic attempt to push through fatigue and resistance. Creativity thrives in this balance between effort and ease. Many artists and innovators speak of moments when ideas arrive seemingly out of nowhere, often after stepping back or shifting focus. This phenomenon shows that flow operates best not under pressure, but in a relaxed, open state. On a practical level, setting intentions instead of rigid plans can help. Intentions guide action with flexibility, allowing adjustments as new information arises. When you move with intention, but without attachment to specific outcomes, you harness flow's power. Furthermore, connecting deeply with your values aligns your actions with your authentic self. Force often arises when we chase goals that aren't truly ours, but imposed by society, family, or ego. When your pursuits resonate with your core values, flow naturally follows. The energy you put out also matters. Positive, open energy invites opportunities and connections, while forceful, anxious energy repels them. This is why people who radiate calm confidence often achieve more with less struggle. They're in flow. Modern neuroscience supports these ideas. Studies show that stress and high anxiety activate the brain's threat response, shutting down creativity and rational thinking. In contrast, a calm, focused state enhances problem solving, memory, and emotional regulation, key ingredients for fulfillment. Yet, embracing flow doesn't mean ignoring action. It means balancing action with receptivity. The dance between doing and being is delicate but essential. Pushing too hard snaps the rhythm, yielding too much risks stagnation. How do we know when we're forcing? Signs include chronic stress, frustration, burnout, lack of joy, and repetitive cycles of failure or procrastination. Recognizing these symptoms is the first step to change. Many spiritual teachers emphasize surrender as the ultimate strength. Surrender isn't defeat, it's the wisdom to let go of futile battles and align with the greater intelligence that governs the universe. This intelligence flows through us and around us. When we stop forcing, we plug into it. In practical terms, you might begin by observing areas in life where you're exerting unnecessary force. Is it in relationships, work, health, or personal goals? What would happen if you loosened your grip, trusted more, and let the natural current carry you? Imagine life as a river. When you swim against the current, every stroke is exhausting. But when you swim with it, you move effortlessly, conserving energy and enjoying the ride. This metaphor captures the essence of flow. Also, consider the impact of patience. In a world of instant gratification, patience is rare and undervalued. Yet, flow requires patience, allowing things to mature in their own time. Growth, healing, and success are processes, not events. At the same time, flow invites curiosity and playfulness. It encourages experimentation and openness rather than rigid control. When you embrace a playful attitude, mistakes become learning and setbacks become stepping stones. Many successful people attribute their achievements to periods of flow. They describe being in the zone as moments when inspiration and execution merge seamlessly. This state boosts performance and fulfillment simultaneously. On the other hand, forcing often leads to tunnel vision. The narrow focus causes missed opportunities and burnout. Flow encourages a broader awareness, connecting details effortlessly and responding creatively. To integrate flow into your daily life, develop rituals that support presence, morning meditation, mindful breaks, or nature walks. These practices create fertile ground for flow to arise. Also, cultivate a mindset of gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, opening channels for positive flow. It rewires your brain to notice opportunities rather than obstacles. Another powerful tool is reflection. Regularly check in with yourself. Are you forcing or flowing? What adjustments can you make? Journaling or quiet contemplation can deepen this awareness. Ultimately, flow is a relationship, a dance between your will and the universe's rhythm. Mastery isn't about domination, but harmony. When you align, you become a co-creator, effortlessly manifesting your desires. Consider how this principle applies not only to personal goals, but to relationships, health, and creativity. Flow nurtures connection and resilience, helping you navigate life's uncertainties with grace. In times of challenge, flow provides a refuge, a space where resistance melts and solutions emerge naturally. This space is accessible to all, yet only those willing to release control enter it. So, what stands between you and flow? Often, it's fear, impatience, or attachment to outcomes. These mental barriers create friction, blocking energy and progress. But you have the power to choose differently. You can cultivate trust, patience, and openness. You can invite flow by relaxing your grip and stepping into the present moment. This shift transforms not only what you achieve, but how you experience life, moving from struggle to ease, from anxiety to peace, from scarcity to abundance. Remember, flow isn't about passivity. It's a dynamic balance of effort and surrender. It's the hidden law that governs fulfillment, creativity, and joy. If you begin today, even with small steps, breathing deeply, letting go of a single worry, or pausing to notice your surroundings, you start opening the door to flow. How will you choose to engage with life moving forward? With force or with flow? The choice is yours, and it's the most profound one you'll ever make. Now, let's explore deeper how to embody flow in every aspect of your life and unlock its transformative power. Flow is not just a concept. It is a lived experience, a state where time dilates and your actions become effortless yet purposeful. When you tap into flow, the boundaries between you and the world blur, and you feel a deep connection with everything around you. This is the space where creativity blossoms, problems dissolve, and fulfillment is natural rather than forced. But achieving flow requires more than wishful thinking. It demands cultivating awareness, patience, and trust in the process. One powerful way to invite flow is by releasing the grip on rigid expectations. Expectations create tension. They are the root of disappointment and frustration when reality doesn't align with our desires. By embracing uncertainty and allowing outcomes to unfold organically, you create the conditions for flow to emerge. This doesn't mean passivity or inaction. Rather, it's about engaging fully in the present moment, giving your best effort, and then letting go of the need to control the results. It's the difference between rowing the boat and trying to dictate exactly where the river will turn. Another key to flow is aligning with your authentic purpose. When your goals resonate deeply with your core values, the energy behind your actions is sustainable and joyful. Misaligned pursuits, no matter how hard you push, drain your vitality and create resistance. Flow also thrives in environments that balance challenge and skill. Tasks that are too easy lead to boredom, while those too difficult cause anxiety. The sweet spot lies in stretching your abilities just enough to stay engaged without overwhelming yourself. This balance cultivates focus and a sense of accomplishment, both critical ingredients for flow. It's important to recognize when force is creeping back into your life. Signs include chronic stress, feeling stuck despite effort, and a constant rush that leaves no room for reflection or joy. These are cues to pause, recalibrate, and invite flow by simplifying and recentering your priorities. Rest and recovery are not luxuries, but necessities for flow. The mind and body need space to reset and regenerate. Incorporating regular periods of rest, whether through sleep, meditation, or leisure, replenishes your capacity to enter flow states. On a deeper level, flow connects to surrender, an ancient spiritual principle that doesn't equate to giving up, but rather to wise yielding. Surrender allows you to release the illusion of control and align with a greater intelligence or natural order. This alignment opens doors to unexpected opportunities and insights. Practicing gratitude amplifies flow by shifting your perspective from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude rewires your brain to focus on what's working, creating positive momentum rather than resistance. Reflection and self-inquiry deepen your understanding of how force manifests in your life. Regularly ask yourself, where am I pushing too hard? What fears are driving this force? How can I invite more flow and ease? Integrating these principles transforms not only your achievements, but your experience of life. Flow infuses everyday moments with meaning and joy, turning routine into ritual and struggle into dance. In relationships, flow encourages empathy, patience, and authentic connection. Instead of forcing change in others or controlling outcomes, you move with the natural rhythms of give and take, creating harmony. In health and wellness, flow supports listening to your body's signals, honoring its need for rest, movement, and nourishment without harsh judgment or force. Creativity blossoms when flow is present. Writers, artists, and innovators speak of times when ideas come effortlessly, when they feel guided rather than pushed. This state fosters originality and breakthroughs. The hidden law of fulfillment through flow reminds us that true power lies in harmony, not dominance. Life is not a battle to win, but a dance to be experienced. So, how can you begin to embody flow today? Start small. Breathe deeply. Notice your surroundings, release a small worry, or step back from a problem to gain perspective. Each act of surrender builds your flow capacity. Commit to practicing patience, trust, and presence. Recognize that setbacks are part of the natural process and not signs of failure. They invite you to adjust your course, not force it. Remember, every great river carves its path not through brute force, but through persistent, graceful flow. Your life unfolds in the same way. Now, I want to ask you, in what areas of your life are you pushing too hard? What would happen if you let go and trusted the flow? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else on this journey. If you found value in this exploration, please like this video and subscribe for more insights into living with depth, ease, and purpose. Together, let's move from struggle to flow and unlock the hidden law of fulfillment. Thank you for watching.